once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back. Welcome to whatever it is, Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I'm telling you what, happy Monday. I am truly feeling good and feeling God. Praise God. Let's start there. Settling in with me in this moment of perfection. Yeah, there's flaws. Yeah, there's some discomfort. Yeah, there may be other things we could be or maybe should be doing, but hey, we're here. Thank you. Sincerely, my appreciation I can offer. I hope you receive, and I hope you can feel. You can sit and feel the appreciation, because it feels good to be appreciated, and I do appreciate you. Especially, well, you know who. You folks who have been with me for a while, man. I can't overlook people, but I do, right? There's a cool thing happening here with this Jack Talcott channel, and I'm excited to see where today's live stream will bring. I've had an amazing day. This adventure of life that we're sharing. Hey, this. I don't, PD do poo, PD do poo. Praise God indeed. My mouth will work. I am ready to feel, to receive. That is the key. To give yourself permission to receive life and all the mysteries that life can bring. Because that's where my mind kind of took me earlier today. It's like, holy cows, man. When you start realizing the mystery of life, you see the world a little differently once you stop thinking you know it all. And so here, let's jump into a few things. Praise God is in my heart, and the background is just in the reminder. Let's delight in the Lord. Let's find a way to delight in the life that we're living today, because the stream title is, What World Do We Want? I know the world I want, and we're going to get into that. But this today is a Tal quote. I was looking at myself and my experience and looking at the world, thinking about the words from the past, from the Bible. What does the prophecy mean? What does the world mean? What do the words mean? What does the world mean? What do I mean to me? Well, upon awakening, the meek realize you have already inherited this world. This world is yours and mine to claim. When you wake up and realize the world is yours, you feel a little bit of shame because we've allowed it to be run by fools and liars. And fools and liars in this evil, corrupted world where make-believe is real. In this corrupted world, man, fools and liars get rewarded. It's called celebrity, dude. That's all politics has become. And so, looking at myself, and I know who I am, and here's another observation. Let me pull this for just a moment. I know there's been some doubts about me by many. And there's been doubts about me by many because I face those who directly oppose me, who publicly, loudly disagree with me. And so since I've been one who's willing to face that type of relationship, there's other people who don't know me, right? Who don't understand me and my tactics, my reasoning. It can cause a lot of doubt. But brothers and sisters, if you can allow yourself this possibility, I believe it's true. I and you, if you're here with me, you're on a path similar to me, somewhere in this world at the same time. But we are the time that is here to shine the light brightly in the darkness, to lead those in darkness out, and to shine the light on the darkness so the corrupted can see themselves. We live in a world that's run by fools because people have lowered their standards. People have been conditioned to not actually respect the truth. They trust, well, our trust has been misplaced. I can say our, because I know there's many human beings who are just like me alive today. And if you're one of those listening who can, see a similarity between us, I think our trust and faith was misplaced in the past. But I've been learning, man, and I'm so excited to learn. And I'm so excited to share what I've learned. And this is what I realized too. Part of this current format of the Jack Talcott live streams, it is the current format. It's not going to be permanently like this, but part of it is me updating, it's my public diary of some of the growth and some of the experiences I find value in sharing, at least. And I had an amazing day today, and there's so many stories from today, but I'm here for now. And now my focus is on our future. Okay? Because we have been given this life, we've been given this world. Join me. The words in the image, it described my personal experience after claiming my place here in the world. I am a man who belongs here. You are too, whatever your gender. You are you. You are who you have a place, and it's exactly where you are. So join me. Join me in this goal I found for myself, bringing more justice, more righteousness into our world. Let's set that goal for ourselves, and let's spread that goal, and let's help support each other so that those goals can be achieved. Justice, righteousness. How do you know what is just? How do you know what is right if you're not looking for it? We live in a world where it's backwards, but it's all real and it's all for this purpose. It's perfectly designed, your life, this world. There's a perfection and a quality and an essence to it that cannot be denied. It's here to be explored. Life, who you are, the rules we make up for ourselves along the way. We get attached to these old ideas, these old personalities. Well, that's just me. I'm just angry. Oh, no, you can't say that around Nan. They've been bitter about that for 35 years. They can't set that down yet. We still got to enable that insanity. Misery, self-imposed misery, self-imposed shame, self-imposed guilt. Think that through. There's only one way to live. It's the way that was shown through Jesus, taught through him. I'm confident in those words right there. Unconditional love is the way he lived. And I almost titled the stream today, My Path with Unconditional Love. I'm still figuring it out, man. I'm still learning that there's benefit to giving up. There's a lot of benefit to letting go. It takes courage and strength to be. But it also takes time to allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to pause and reflect on all the progress you've made. Because life can beat you up, man. God has shown me that I've had it pretty easy. I'm gambling, not gambling. I'm praying. I'm focused on doing everything I can to continue that pattern. Because I don't want to bring any curses or damnation. I don't want to bring any shame or harm to anyone. That's all of us, right? We're all good-natured people. But the world is so corrupted, and we're so perfectly designed that there are consequences, right? There are consequences to things that may have happened that we're going to deal with. And we don't know where it first started, but karma is a mystery. Time is a mystery. Life is a mystery. Stop convincing yourself you know it all. If that's you, please. If you've already done that, you're sitting and you're listening with a curious mind, and God bless you. It's the only way to live. And you figured it out. And so, hey, blessings. I'm going to drop the link here pretty soon, very soon, as a matter of fact. This is what I've been learning, man. By God's grace, we have been graced with this world, this life. We stand upon today with the technologies and common knowledge. Common knowledge we all kind of overlook and take for granted. It took generations of people, just like you and me, right? And in the greater scope of time, this was pointed out. I heard this pointed out recently. Do you know who the most intelligent philosopher was in 1132? Right? Do you know even the greats disappear over time, right? We all we're part of this world that is make believe, but what you imagine becomes your life. What you create become an experience is your reality. You got to accept that. But the human mind is so perfectly designed, man, within each of us. Seriously. It's been said, and I've repeated these words, but for those just reminders, there is a battle going on within you at all times. You could say it's the battle of the light versus the dark, the selfish versus the sacrificial, right? Which one are you going to reward? I'm telling you, it feels good to give. And when you're able to give and you can see the results, particularly if you are able to witness the results of giving, oh my God. There's so many problems in this world, and there's so many people that if the right people would just connect and be willing, miracles, right? Lives could be transformed. So many people, they're working hard and they know what they need. They're just like that far away. And prayer is not the only answer. I know the answer is teamwork. I know that's what God created us for, was to unite together. No more of this political, economic nonsense. We can reclaim this world in the name of that which is righteous and just. Based on tradition and my experience in this timeline, I think we could say we can claim this world back in the name of Jesus. That's my goal, to be honest. If I speak with Donald Trump, I want to invite him to join that goal with me. Not if, when I speak with Donald Trump. And along those lines, let's see what I can do today to damage my credibility, to cause people to doubt my praise God, sincerely. This was something here, back to what I was saying. My path with unconditional love. I'm still figuring it out. Not complaining, not blaming, just recognizing the facts of my life. It's not something I received much of. there was a lot of conditions in my relationships growing up, and then as an adult, that was a pattern I picked up, I guess. Right? I don't know. I'm still figuring out unconditional love, just like when I was a dad. This has been my path my whole life, man. There's other people who know this stuff. I just haven't really met with them or spent much time with them. But I could have probably, and I never realized it. However, where I'm going with this is even when I was a dad, I never really had a dad. I had a guy in the household I had to look out for and really pay attention to. So I didn't I didn't know what a dad was like except what was on TV, and if I guess Homer Simpson and Al Bundy. Yeah, those probably influenced me, and I may not have even realized it, but holy cows, holy cows. And we've got a guest here, and I love the energy, I love the being, and I am confident we're going to overcome past agreements. Welcome back, Illumitami. Are you here,
Can you hear me?
brother? Yes. Well,
I'm not sure if you can hear me. You're
I'm
roboting.
hearing noise. I'm hearing noise back behind you. But welcome. I love you, my friend. You might be perfectly timed for this idea that I someone else pointed it out. Yeshua, Jesus, he wasn't sent to the world to be worshipped, but to be understood. He came to awaken the world. That was his life purpose. We're here to awaken the world from the slumber that confusion and trauma. Dude, we live in an evil world. You know this,
Do you want
man.
to prove you're not confused? Do you want to prove you're not confused? Button those two top buttons and get a haircut, and you'll look a little less confused.
Tommy, I take
You're
that
making
as
the
a.
uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, what was that?
This is making people uncomfortable that you're always dressed to Barry White. I don't know.
All
I don't know.
right.
It's like you took the guru from every Adam Sandler movie and said, "I want to look like that."
That could be, man. I've never been very good with style or look. I've been doing my best, but I know when someone comes into my life who really cares about what I look like, I can look a lot better. But I haven't met those people yet. Well, maybe I have. We just haven't talked about it. Are you rubbing your what? I don't know what that meant, Tommy.
Don't worry about it, Jack. It's just a
Tommy.
knee rub.
Oh, the knee rub. Yes. Well, dude, I found
Am I roboting?
our
Am I
bodies
roboting?
have a, well, you're kind of,
Am I
let me see.
roboting?
Not really.
Is Jack roboting the audience? Let me check
No.
the chat.
How about you're the only one who's talking, so how would I be roboting?
When you were talking, it was roboting and your camera froze up. It
Oh,
even brought me into StreamYard real slow. Like that's why I feel like you're having me troubles. Like my connection isn't working.
it could be.
All right, I got 5 bars. Jackie came to be the final blood sacrifice. Yes, he taught things to understand. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. You demonize me because you get up here and ad lib the things and then act like that's my problem.
Tommy, how do we find justice between us?
See, he's freezing. Let me leave and come back.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Um, so, despite his deflection and interruption, consider these ideas. And Chris, I don't disagree. The world we live in has infinite levels of meanings, particularly in the stories that have been passed down to us. But there's a lot of Christians who have totally misunderstood. The goal is a direct relationship with the Father who sent him, so that his life would be an example for all of us to learn from. But you only learn if you want to properly understand. And I guess, how do you properly understand if you don't make mistakes? And if you're not willing to look at yourself or consider that you might have mistakes in your beliefs, well, then you won't want to change. And this is what has become pretty common in America, this pattern of what I call denial. Okay, it's an ignorance, it's a willful ignorance that says, nope, I've already learned enough, and you can't convince me I'm wrong. But what's most important is that we find ways to understand each other while we're here.
Edward Cam, you hater, don't you think it's a little loud here to be in a library? You peasant, this is the Hyatt Centric, all right? The Hyatt Centric in downtown Denver. Look at how broken homeless I am.
Actually, I went out today and found a really cool community center in Baltimore, little coffee shop and Wi-Fi, and I thought about hanging out there for a while.
You should have watched The Wire before you moved to Baltimore. You should have watched The Wire, Jack.
Hey, Tommy,
They nailed it.
It could be, but here, seriously, what can we accomplish in the here and now?
What?
Your audio is not.
What are you talking about?
With the background noise. This
is what I said the last time I was here.
Fascinating. I bless these people, every one of us. We are the people of this world. We are the children of consciousness in this vast, immense universe. But we have so many people stuck in their routines and comfort zones that are actually prisons. My mother is an example. I'm an example in this world. Each of us is an example of different things. But my mother is an example of a child that was raised to work hard. And she's over 70 years old now. She's looking for work. Her retirement plan is to work until she dies. And people are fixed in their ways. And one of the things I've realized through my conversations, doggone it, I forgot to pin the link again, didn't I? Here we go. One of the things I've been realizing with Tommy and some of the opposition I've received is I've been trying too hard. I've been trying too hard to get accepted and to gain their approval. Now, it's been at a detriment to me. Obviously, my reputation has suffered. I've suffered myself by, allowing myself to get emotional and triggered by words and ideas. So I'm a lesson, as are we all. But my goal, it's simple. My goal is to walk with unconditional love. And my newest version of that is what I mentioned yesterday, I think. Justice and righteousness. That is what Jesus was, right? He judged none. Through discernment, he taught. Through discernment, he didn't seek punishment. He didn't seek revenge. He didn't seek, all sorts of things. But he was truly a just man. He was righteous. in his words, in his deeds, as a wonderful example for all of us to learn from and perhaps embody. Because God is no joke, man. The joke's on us. If we don't take God seriously, the joke is on us. Because life without God is hard. That was the title of the stream yesterday. I don't know if I explained these titles very well. But what was the other idea I had? My path of unconditional love. It's something I'm figuring out. But what does it mean? It means you love. You don't care. You detach from the care part. You detach from the worry part. You're curious and you wonder and you love with innocence, purity, not lust, not, wanting to control or own people and things. That's like juvenile nonsense, man. And seriously, when you awaken, well, let me not speak that way. Upon awakening, anyone who's like me, you realize you inherited a world run by fools and liars. I don't like that. I don't want to leave that for my children. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for your neighbors. I don't want that for anyone. Not in this nation, not in any nation. Yesterday we had a guest. I was so grateful. I don't even remember the details, but I remember my admiration of Thomas Paine. And if I'm accurate, he was a revolutionary at his heart. He was anti-oppression. He was about righteousness and justice. And we're not perfect, but we can sure allow ourselves to become that way through surrender. I found a way. It's a mental game, right? The game is to decide for yourself, who do you want to win? Who do you want to win in the greater picture? Do you want love to win? Or do you want your attitude to win? Dude, it's easy to give up your attitude if love is the reward. Hello. Think about that. If you want to carry a bad attitude, what's the cost? Love, support, appreciation. People sabotage themselves with guilty behavior. God is so perfect. God is so glorious. There's a perfection in the design of you, so celebrate you. In spite of the flaws, you can. You can celebrate you even if no one else will. And if you do it enough within, I'm confident these are the rules, right? This was another topic bouncing around in my head. Jack's observations on the laws of creation, the laws of exchange, as I've learned and as I understand it. There's an amazing process. There is such an intimate, that's the key, intimate, not in a sexual way, but in a truly genuine love, a pure love way, an intimate relationship. That's what you want with you. So that when you're alone, you have so much fun. And then when you're with others, you have so much fun to share, to offer. It's truly the only way to live. The words of Jesus, if taken true, may work miracles on you. Holy cows, man, that sounds like another Tal quote. Hey, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that which is. I've seen many people here, but that's the religion stuff, man. There's no getting around. There's consequences for every choice, every thought. There is an effect. You do, there's a ripple. There's results, consequences, things happen. We send ourselves to hell. Jesus was sent to the world to help save humanity from our own path of self-destruction, because that's what sin really is. Sin it's self-destructive. It's punishment upon you. You know, and you punish yourself if you're guilty. But many people don't realize that they're confused. Because some people I didn't understand what love was. I didn't. I could have, had I stopped and given it some thought and consideration. That's how you understand anything. If you stop and give it some consideration, give it some time and attention, a little bit of curiosity and wonder. I encourage everyone tuning in now, tuning in later. I encourage everyone, look into love, your relationship with love. Allow yourself to have an intimate relationship with love. In other words, even when it's not right there, right? You know it's there. And when you have an intimate relationship with another, you seek to serve that even when you're apart, right? So if you feel apart from God, seek to serve God. You'll feel better. If you don't believe in God, well, God believes in you. That's what I told myself a long time ago. When my world crumbled around me, right? All the foundation was gone. It turned out my life was built upon lies. And I didn't have the healthy relationships I thought I had. When all that happened, I was prepared. I figured, you know what, I've shared enough. There's enough information here. If I take myself out, other people will look into what I was talking about, and then they'll finally see what I was saying. So I was comfortable with being done a long time ago. But then I realized it wasn't my place to take myself out. It's not my place to take out anyone. I mean, God, I don't even eat meat anymore. So I chose to accept that while I couldn't find a reason to continue, there's universal forces that had me in a home, had me alive and healthy. And so I tried to figure out why. Why am I here? Nobody likes me. I'm all alone. Why am I here? I'm here. And so I accepted that I'm here, right? The world changed. Things I thought were going to work out, they didn't, and then a lot of things changed. But I accepted, okay, I'm here and I'm not done. And there's a reason I'm here that I may not know, And even by then, I thought I'd figured it out, but loneliness is a son of a bitch, man. Brothers and sisters, we have such a dark veil, a dark cloud over humanity right now. I don't know how many numbers there are anymore, but as I heard, there's like 8 billion of us. So many people feel so alone. Why? Because we inherited a world that has been run by fools and liars. Truly, the work of the devil is behind the banking scams and schemes. Who else rewards selfish people but the devil? Oh, yeah, and I guess all of humanity, right? All of humanity thinks it's okay for billionaires to take joy rides up into the sky while other human beings just like them are sleeping in the streets. Veterans killing themselves because they can't find the right support. I got a lot of emotions in me, man. I really got a lot going on. And this is what therapy is all about, guys. There's so much value in speaking our thoughts, admitting, confessing our weaknesses, admitting and confessing our wants. We live in a world the way that it is because people have been taught backwards, right? It's so obvious and clear. Once you start seeing the patterns, you can't deny them. Rather than raise children to become leaders, right? Independent and self-learning, rather than doing that, we teach children to obey, not to think for themselves, but to ask permission, right? Maybe I shouldn't look down on asking permission, because there's something to be that's polite, and you got to ask permission, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, man. Children, they're taught to obey, and God, we are missing out. Okay, if let's paint this around, because what world do we want is the title. The world I want is already here. It's beautiful. It's majestic. It's full of diversity, culture, different languages, that humanity, the animals, the plants, the flavors, the sounds, the colors. This world is magical. If you think you figured everything out, well, see, no, because this is the thing. Everything can go, like, it can be misused. Everything good may be manipulated and used for cruel and selfish ways. It's just part of the universal design. But in the end, the natural order, right? This makes sense to me. The natural progression of life is just and right. Okay? It's justice and righteousness. In the end, nothing matters except love. Love is the only thing that matters. This is something I realized. I think I shared this in a message with someone earlier. The idea of and you can see this, right? There's many examples. I won't point them out, but many of the characters online, they're seeking attention. It's in the human nature. Why isn't it in our nature to seek attention, to seek validation? Well, when we get attention, when we get validation from outside sources, well, it shows us we matter. And truly, only love matters. So we want to be loved in the end. And we want to share love in the end. So let's do it now, right? In the beginning, we were loved, even though it may not have been. I don't know, some people had different stuff, man. But we made it through. We made it through whatever, and love carried us. Sometimes, I tell you what, there's so many testimonies, so many amazing stories, other human beings alive today. I'm truly fascinated each day by what I can discover. I used to live each day reminiscing, I'm missing the word. Sitting in your dark memories, renumerating. I don't know if that's the right word. Just sitting, dwelling in nonsense and negativity. I would spend hours doing that, telling myself I couldn't get out of it. Did you know that in every problem, the solution is? In every problem, there's a solution. You got to look beyond the problem to the solution. It's that way. It's just the natural order. And if you if you just focus on problems like problems from the past, traumatic experiences that other people told you, oh, you'll never overcome that. Oh, you can never forgive that. Oh, you can never forget that. Well, you can if you want. And I'm encouraging you. You want to face the trauma that you've been carrying. If you're still carrying any, if you're still reacting, if you're still pretending, pretending you're happy, pretending you're okay, pretending that everything's just fine, when you know inside that you're not, you're ready to crumble, ready to fall to pieces. That the slightest little thing can just send you off and you're yelling at inanimate objects. I've done that. And what I've learned to do instead is how to be a new man. And I am. I am a new man each day. And not just each day, but throughout each day. I renew my commitment to becoming a greater version than I've been. And I've never been as good as I am today. And I don't know that I'm that good. I've never been as old as I've been today. Never will be again. Not in this body. I mean, these thoughts, this is literally how I spend a lot of my time. When I'm all alone, these thoughts are like going on, thoughts of God and love and divine and the mystery of life. And the way it all comes together so perfectly timed. Every answer, everything is revealed and available at the perfect time. But we don't know that time until the time is there, right? Until the opportunity is found. And then you feel that feeling within you. It's time for me to move. It's time for me to do. But if you listen to the voice saying, no, don't do, this is scary for you. Don't do, they might laugh at you. Don't do, you might fail. This don't do voice inside. That's not the world we want. We want the world filled with encouragement and inspiration, filled with transparency and honesty, where authentic human beings are doing professions that they love to do because they love the results of what they share. They love seeing what they create. They love seeing what people receive from their efforts, their labor, their talents. We can reinvent the whole world if we unite together. We have the answers. Do we have the willingness? I do. I really do. I'm all in on this crazy idea of trying to bring peace to the world. I believe this is what God created us for. I honestly think this is what I've been created for. Donald Trump was created to be the glorious president that he is. And I'd love to have his attention for a little bit. I mean, just as friendly folks. We can talk about the ladies later, but first we can discuss first we can discuss his relationship with righteousness, his relationship with the truth. Brothers and sisters, can you imagine with me if Donald Trump led the American Congress to get over their political problems and face the world problems together? If we united the American government to represent the American people with righteousness and honor as the experiment was intended to be, right? At the speaker meeting I went to yesterday, there was quotes from Abraham Lincoln, and the reminder was clear from the speaker. When America was created, we were the new experiment. And as I understand, Lincoln said we were like the last hope. You know, we were the last hope at people taking over true ownership of their lands and working together. We got sold out, man. We got sold out with a bunch of lies. And guess what? We were fools because we went along. And then we were also liars because we went along. The only way that fools and liars can gain power in the world is if other people enable it. I was played a fool. I became a liar. That was in my past. I chose to become better. I invite you. It's time. It's time for the world to become better. The only way it does is when people become better. And if everyone's going to fight about what's good enough and who's wrong and who didn't do this and who didn't do that, well, nothing gets done. And I would say that America is results of, what is it? You know, we've created a society of weak men. I'm one of them. I was a weak man, afraid to stand up to the bosses, afraid to stand up to authority, afraid of the the banking news, right? I was wrong. And brothers and sisters, I want you, if I can communicate anything possible, anything clearly, the message that I think is most important for me to share with you is love, okay? The example of Jesus is the way. There's no denying that. The traditions of the Bible, the faith in that one universal God, that one God and all of the messages, there's a reason for it. Accept that. God is more real than you or I. That's for sure. Why? Why do I say that or know that? Because we are capable of lies. There is no lies from that which reveals the truth. And our God, man, the one that I learned to understand better through Jesus. Not just Jesus, though. I was blessed to live this life, and in this body, I got to learn and experience, witness. I didn't experience a lot of, I did experience some incredible people firsthand and at a distance. Each of us, we're on our own path of development, okay, in many different ways. Our development is limited by our opportunities. Oh, God bless. I'm sorry. Let me recognize I can do a lot better job of paying attention to the chat. And that's one of the things I hope to do. I'm glad I caught this. Lindsay, this is a tough one. It can be. With practice, it gets easier. Everything in life, with practice, it gets easier. This is the thing. In my life, I've experienced so many things, and I was talking about this with someone else recently. When you've experienced a lot of different things, when things come up, it's like, yeah, well, this is just another version of that. All right, whatever. Not such a big deal. I found a lot of enemies in my life. I spent a lot of time in my hate. I spent a lot of time with thoughts on revenge that I never went through with. But boy, it felt good to be evil in my mind. And so what was I doing? I was becoming just like that which I hated. Maybe even worse. But yeah, there's a difference between thoughts and actions. However, I'm guilty of evil, as are others. We're just varying degrees. And the trick I found to loving my enemies is, number one, realizing what I gain from it. What I gain from it is the opportunity to create a friend. If I'm real lucky, I mean, that's That's something I heard was credited to Abraham Lincoln as well. You know, what if I turn my enemy to a friend? Are there not enemies eliminated in the end, right? So my goal is to try to find a way to understand my enemies, to connect to them mentally, emotionally. And some people, you just stay away, but it's an inside job nonetheless. You find a way within yourself to understand their side. Most people who hurt others are hurt. And most people, if someone's suffering from an addiction, it's no excuse, but they're literally out of their mind. They're trapped in their mind. They're moving through reactions and habits. Okay, so there are logical explanations that are behind everything if you're willing to look and if you're willing to understand. But if you're only willing to keep resentment and blame, then you're never going to move beyond that relationship of an enemy. And so the path to love your enemies is to humble yourself, to accept. And through acceptance, there's no more denying. There's a connection. We shared an experience together. There was pain as a result. So what lessons did this pain bring? Those are the gifts. Arpol, thank you, brother. Sincerely, man. I hope it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of ways to deal with things. It all comes down to acceptance. This is what I had to accept sincerely. Hating my enemies does nobody any good, especially the one carrying the hate. Oh, hate destroys us. It feels good to share it, but it doesn't feel as good as love or joy or laughter. The easiest way I found to heal and to get over my fears is to laugh at myself. I call myself names, but it's because I grew up that way. When I get afraid, I laugh at my cowardice and laugh at myself for thinking I know enough to be all afraid and upset. Because so much has happened in my life that I've been learning. Hey, that which is, yes, many people have warned us. Many people have warned us. It is. Life, I found, is an inside job. Here, let me jump ahead. JFK was a piece of the puzzle. Amen. Carl Jung tried to awaken us. I credit my relationship with Carl Jung. I credit that specifically to my ex-girlfriend. She told me I was wrong for looking into Rudolf Steiner and that I needed to look at Carl Jung. So I did. Well, at first I argued with her, but then I did. And she was always right. Whoops. We didn't get along, but she pointed me in the right direction an awful lot. Yeah, many people warned us. JFK, Jung, Eisenhower, Roosevelt. Yeah, probably Enya. What was her? Sinead O'Connor. Lots of people. Yeah, I don't know. Roosevelt. There was lots of people exposing corruption. Earlier today, let me do a little cross promotion for our friends, Modern Men Lost Again, a channel I recently discovered and connected with. And earlier today, I had some great conversations with Modern Man 1 and 2. And we talked a variety of things about spirituality, faith in God. They shared a testimony. Modern Man 2 shared some of his personal testimony. I'm convinced in God, in the angelic, in the demonic. These things are real. It's not to be taken as a joke. I mean, you can if you want, but there's consequences to everything you do. And what is real is real. And love without conditions is available. Why do you even do what you do, man? Hey, there. Thank you. Thank you, Arpol. Blessings to you. Hit this link, please. Keep it open or check it out. It was great conversations, and I may start wrapping up here pretty soon anyway. But we are the awakening. We are the realization that God had planned. We are this generation, I believe. I truly trust and I feel in my heart. And I'm not trying to be a prophet or anything like that, but it just makes sense to me that we are here to reclaim this world. The world is ours. Claim your place in it. It's exactly where you are and who you are, with the opportunities to achieve anything you set your heart upon. Here, we got another guest. I appreciate it. Welcome back, Denizen. How are you, brother?
I love that meme. I love it so much. It's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't come up with the images, but the words came to me earlier, man. Because we have been given this world. The entire world is ours individually to share with all the other individuals. But the world has literally been divided by fools and liars. And then fools and liars believed in the fools and the lies. And then they started playing all these identity politics and religions and all sorts of pretend games going on, man. It's crazy sauce.
Can you, if it's not too much of a pain in the ass, scroll up before that spam and highlight my last two comments? I think it would be 6:51 p.m. your time.
Thank you.
6:51, 6:52. And just give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Because I think you are actually past me in this area here. You have more success than I do. I'm still struggling with it.
It gets easier. And anything you've done once, you can do again, right? And life brings patterns in different costumes, different variations. You can. And the way I don't know where God comes in, but God is involved in everything. So I've heard it offered, put in your mind, take the problem and the conflict, the resistance to forgiveness, take that which you don't even have to have clarity on it, put it on the altar, give it to God. And then if you can have faith that there is a way, right? Because by your mental effort, by your intention of offering up this problem, this thing you can't solve, if you have faith that it will be solved, the answer arises. That's what I found. Not specifically, but I mean, this is what I'm putting together, I think. There's power in prayer. Then realize you hate what you fear. Yeah. And learn how to forgive yourself for what you hate in others. I love that. We hate what we fear. And that which we fear or hate will receive our attention, our mental attention, our energy. And without realizing it, will become a distorted image of that. We will become that which we fear and hate. I did that pattern a bunch of times in my life too. So there you go. and you learn how to forgive yourself for what you hate in others, and that leads to empathy, which leads to compassion. You got it, man. The logic is sound.
I'm trying to learn how to love the police, Jack. That's one of my goals.
That's a challenge. Why do you think this individual is spending their time
It's sad. It's sad. I think of these things from the perspective of, what if everything they're saying is true? That person is still worse off than anybody they could possibly be criticizing. You're not saving the world. You're destroying yourself.
Hey, it's fascinating the way that human beings choose to spend their time. It's truly fascinating. I mean, and I'm one of those. I fascinate myself. Why do I make the choices I make? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Well, for me, I know why now. There's not a doubt in my mind that I am on the right path for me. I feel that 100%, if not more. And it feels good to truly to surrender yourself and to give yourself permission to the way I was trying to figure out how do you properly, what's the best way to properly explain this? Because my words are just pointing, right? My words are pointing at things. So if you can follow what the words are pointing at and get the idea for yourself in your own way, I'm confident people would come to the same conclusions. What I do, flow state actually, or the powder dusty, whatever, he actually kind of mocks it. He verbalizes it as though it's not logical, but it is sound. You accept responsibility for all the bad, all the problems, and then you give away the credit. Stay humble. All good is God.
I actually came to that conclusion through science.
Yes.
Ironically enough, right?
Will you please unpack that a little bit? Because I have my agreement and idea with that, but please.
I realized almost all of my accomplishments were baked in by my parents, by the life they provided for me, my early childhood development. My mother started educating me from birth herself, and I was homeschooled. Even though I went to private school, I'd come home and I had more studies, and DNA, we're finding out, has such a strong influence on what people call success, right, in this world. And it's delineated, right? It's subjective, but we know what these terms mean and how we use them. And I realized, when I am completely out of control, that doesn't mean that I don't have any responsibility or accountability. Just because I may not be in complete control of all of my actions and thoughts and feelings, I can still react and learn and meditate and ponder and even change my mind. And with enough effort, I can rewire, maybe not rewire, but layer on additional wiring. So it's not defeatist, it's not the end of the world, and it's not like I can get away with anything I want to. But at the end of the day, I don't bear all the guilt and shame for the entire planet, and I also don't deserve reward and praise for everything that I've managed to accomplish in my life. And then if I think back at how tough it was. I had a very easy life, globally speaking. I'm born white male in America, right? Mm-hmm. But with my beliefs, it was not very easy. I'm not a go along, get along type of person. So I had to claw my way to whatever victory I achieved. And even that being said, I didn't do a single freaking bit of it alone. None of it. None, not a single thing that I have ever achieved in my life did I do by myself. Was there not some teacher or administrator or even emotional support from my friends and family involved? And I do it in this world, in this economy, with surrounded by the rest of these people who I honestly can't stand, but is my lifelong ambition to understand and forgive.
Denizen, I love that. You're a great dude. I'm grateful our paths have crossed. Because this path of life, it is an opportunity to learn. And this is what in our clumsy language, right? Humbly, I recognize what are the facts of what controls me. My choices, my ideas. Well, those are only sound if they're based on the truth. So I'm limited by the amount of truth that I have a relationship with. So I look at God, I look at truth as though it is God. And love, the love of truth, the love of learning, the love of life. That's led me to a lot of different answers. Not all pleasant. However, we're not done, dude. This is what I realized too. I ain't done till I'm done. And I usually don't know when to quit. I keep going. I'm pretty stubborn. But I think that's why I'm created for this, because I wouldn't quit. And this is what I realized too. It's not just me. There's powers that are so much greater than me. And my motivation, this was a lesson. We find our own independence. We find our own inner strength in times of isolation. When there is no one to hear our calls, when there is no one to turn to, that's where we find out what we're made of on our own. But in order to continue through those times of isolation, we find our strength from others, even if they're not with us. I know my thoughts of others were what kept me from doing a lot of stupid things in my past. And yet
Music is a hack for me.
What's that?
Music. It's my drug of choice. So I skip ahead a lot and cheat, right? Like I know which artists I can listen to hack my mood and to focus my thinking the way I want. I've learned over a lifetime of using music that way. And it's also I mean, if you need to get some frustration out, there's nothing like playing heavy metal. Until your fingers are raw, you know.
I don't play, but you know, even listening, music has such an amazing. Within our ancestors, music has played a role in human culture, regardless of culture. There's been music and dance and song, stories. That's what we are. We are the current emanation of human life on Earth at this time. I'm pretty sure that, you know, I call it the Father Absolute and Mother Divine. I'm sure that when we were created to be here on Earth with joy, and love, and wisdom, to play and dance as we work together, solving all the problems that our stupid mistakes have made. Music makes it easier to do much. There's a power in energy. People have actually studied that stuff too. There's physics and all sorts of things can explain why we are the way that we are. we are like these, we're a technology of life, an organic technology that is part of the universal forces and order of creation. And we're like, we tune into knowledge. And I keep hearing this explanation that, and it makes sense. The entire outer physical reality, it's not as it seems because it's all within. We're like one collective hallucination here on Earth. And we enable the hallucination when we could create it into a dream. But lies and confusion, those have been spread so that fear rewards the few. The few who know they have nothing to fear about, because they're writing the rules for everybody else to follow. And the thing is, we were taught to follow someone else's rules. I know I'm not alone when I say that I don't really do well with following rules, right? I'm not alone. I'm not a criminal, but I choose what to do, and I accept all consequences. All results are mine of my choices and what I experience. This is what I've learned too. Even if I encounter a problem, it's not my fault. Someone else did it. There's no point in blaming. Arguing and complaining doesn't accomplish anything whatsoever. So I've often found it's, good or right or wrong. A lot of times in my life, I'm the one who just shuts up, gets in, gets the work done, gets it cleaned up. That's kind of what I saw myself wanting to do with the United States government, because I see a friggin' mess. And I think it's up to us, men and women alive today in America, to get control of the truth. We can't control anything we don't understand. And until we take the time to pause, to reflect, like Denizen said, you discovered on your own that while you'd grown up with all of these ideas, you are fully capable of going against the grain, thinking for yourself, right? Evaluating, discerning. You're perfectly capable of that. That's what we're all supposed to learn. But the dishonest, they find safety in obedience. I think that's another Talcott quote. The dishonest find safety in obedience because they don't know how to think for themselves.
True.
We are designed perfectly. There are internal consequences to when we allow ourselves to become corrupted. And we are each responsible for what we do, what we say, because what we say and do reflects on what we are keeping within us. And I'm guilty too of sharing some anger, some unpleasantness with others. And that's not what I like to do. Nobody likes that.
No, they aren't and they don't. And we literally tried to describe how you can. We were literally trying to explain in real time, like freeballing it. Just kind of come up with ideas on how you can think for yourself and take responsibility. It's like you only heard the part you wanted to.
Thank you. This is selective listening. It's the patterns of the
And I think Tommy's a genius. He's way better than this. He's one of the smartest people on YouTube.
Respect.
So this has got to be personal.
It is. It is. Because you're absolutely right. What we were just discussing is examples of how to think for yourself. No, I did not undo any more buttons. I buttoned up one. I didn't do two, I did one. And so I didn't undo one either. He's
the smartest.
That is an yes. Tommy, he is a genius. He's a brilliant man, but here's my theory, guys. Like it or not, I'm just put it out there for consideration. If I'm right that my life, I was put through the ringer and I lived what I lived so that I could learn things, well, maybe others come across my path so they can learn as well. And I think I am an easy test either way. If people are willing to open their minds and, we discuss some of the disagreements or the beliefs through words, lessons are exchanged. But if people just want to bet against me and underestimate me, well, praise God. You will be shown wrong. Hey, my life was easy in hindsight. I made my life hell. No one else did. I did that. Others tried to help me, I'm sure, but they didn't know how. And there's a lot of people going around with life right now too. Smart guy like I am, but unable to think clearly because they don't understand love. They don't understand the truth.
Even in the face of adversity, most of the time, I don't want to undermine anybody's problems, but most of the time it's not life-threatening. It doesn't involve your health, right? They're little things that affect the ego and don't really matter at the end of the day. And you probably don't deserve it, and it's not fair, and it's unjust, and you have a right to feel a certain type of way about it. But if you could choose to feel another kind of way about it, you win better. It's better for you.
Brother, that simple logic can truly, if someone remembers that, accepts that, keeps that idea, their life transforms. It's that simple. Better is available for those who seek. But
I would go back and try to have a more accepting and positive attitude. Like, I would try to put happiness and peace in the lives of the people who tried to attack me. If I could do it over again. But one thing I was lucky that I learned at a young age, and that's probably because I was young, it's easy to indoctrinate, is the what would you call it, the proverb about poison, about revenge, hatred, and poison. Hating someone is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick from it. And there was such a core truth to that. At a very young age, I skirted all that, like resentment and revenge, and that had to be a blessing, considering what a stubborn motherfucker I am.
Absolutely, that was my thought. You were blessed to. This is what I realized. I believe truly the destiny of our life it's through what we're allowed to learn. And part of what we find to learn is of our own. Where do we look? Part of it is what opportunities are we shown. If we don't see an example of love, success, if we just see people who are all hardworking and angry and, going through the motions of life, well, that's what we become. And that's what I did. I carried so much anger because I saw a house filled with anger. And then I turned out, I guess I created a house filled with anger. I didn't mean to. But, the past is the past, and we can't beat ourselves up eternally. We can. I mean, and that's, I think, what the Christian or the Catholic, whichever one, whatever one wants to teach children. I was thinking about that earlier, and it pisses me off. How on earth can you teach a child that if you make one sin, well, any sin is like all sins, and if you sin, you're going to hell. You're going to burn in hellfire for eternity and all damnation. There are so many children who stay up late worrying, trying to understand what the hell that means.
Yeah, it's child abuse.
In an unwitting, maybe in a unwilling way, through unawareness is where my mind is trying to go. Ignorance. We have a guest, and you know what, Denizen? This thought occurred to me. If you're willing to help facilitate between Tommy and I, if we're able to communicate, find a resolve, that'll be evidence that it can be done.
I am. My concerns are that I don't think Tommy respects my opinion. That's not going to be helpful.
You're right.
And two, I'm not sure he's looking for resolution. Both parties have to be really want it. And you can really want it and still be motherfuckers towards each other. I've seen that, but you got to have that desperation for peace underneath it all. And I'm not sure that's where Tommy's head is at. I think Tommy would rather conquer you and topple over your whatever it is and then stick his flag in it and declare victory.
That's the past, Tommy. Today's a new day. Today's a new day. And I have faith. You're right. If he doesn't respect either of us, he's not really going to entertain. He won't cooperate with either of us. I think I made him wait too long, or his connection dropped. He chose to leave. He's not there, is what I mean.
It also would have to be on neutral ground. Like, we'd have to go to my platform, I think.
Well, I just want to try and have a healthy conversation without arguing. Welcome back,
For the
Tom.
last fucking time, when I come up, drop me in. I know you don't have a job. I have stuff to do. I've been in 3 different locations during a stupid show. Roofless does not imply broke on the street like your narrative friends want to say. Now,
I know.
Dennis, all I expect you to do is realize that Jack is looping against information. And the thing that got me up here is Christians don't teach children that they do one sin, they'll go to hell forever. Teach children that without Jesus and the blood of the Lamb, everybody would be in hell. Because we are all sinners. Well, then that's not Christianity. Like Jack.
I think that, I just don't think he delineates the terms that way. Is the difference. It's a difference in language, not in understanding. I think you two would agree on this.
No, I understand that Jack's whole issue here is he plays with the language in all aspects. Yeah.
Well, we all do. At least if we're smart enough to. Smart people do that.
The one trying to
tell you what.
Hold on a second.
Tommy?
I'll be right back.
Okay. What I'm going to communicate with him is that if he's not willing to discuss, if he's not even willing to consider he's wrong, then he's not welcome here.
You get where he's coming from, though, right? Like
he's wrong.
He's an objective believer.
He's fooled himself into religion absent from a personal relationship with God. I see it in his behavior. Hear it in his words. If you can't see that, dude, well, I mean, there's a clear distinction between Tommy and I. He claims I'm wrong. I claim he's wrong. One of us is closer to right.
But for there to be resolution, at least one of you has to give up on being right or wrong.
No, I've been seeking a witness to stand with the truth that I see that I have been falsely accused by many people. I've been disrespected publicly by people who don't have any jurisdiction, nor right, nor authority to be treating me this way. This has been an ongoing loop that I keep getting blamed for, but I'm still willing to resolve in friendly terms. It blows my mind, Denizen, that this has been going on so long.
Before I forget, I want Tommy to know this and for everyone listening to hear this because it comes up a lot, especially when I'm on the program. I know Jack is looping. I think, but my thing is, I don't think Jack is looping in the ways that everyone sees that he is. It's not being addressed. So I'm all for addressing each of our. We're all doing it. We're all doing it. Nobody is above this. But I'm for addressing the real core of it, not the superficial fights and disagreements.
Right? Yes. So please see the difference between me and some of the others, Denizen. You want to group me in being just like Tommy, being just like the others, but there's a difference here. Please see it.
Jack, the reason why I come to your channel and talk about these things with you, and this probably isn't the only one, but it's the main one. It's the one that sticks out for me, and it's the one that I think guides me in my life when I'm not thinking or looking. It just comes natural. Is some people have a certain malice in their misbehavior, right? There's like an intention to be cruel, and I get that underneath. Like at the end of the day, even those people are hurting children, and they don't mean to be cruel. Many of them, some of them are just psychos, but a lot of them are just hurt people hurting people. I get that, but there's still, and call it a shortcoming on my behalf, I don't grant the same grace to the cruel and the malicious as I do to the imperfect, to the the struggling, to the meek, to borrow a term from you. So that's the difference I've always seen, and that's why I've never had a problem with you, is because I've seen you get angry, I've seen you lose your temper, I've seen you do things that are not what you preach. You're not always perfect. Sometimes you fail. These things to me are normal human qualities. The reason what I see from you different from other people is you're not cruel. You don't intend to hurt other people. It's not your motive where you're coming from.
There's more too. I'm actually very purposeful with my time. I give a shit about how I spend my time. I give a shit about how I treat other people. I'm trying to unite with other people who can think like me. I've been looking for a long time. I
think Tommy is like that.
No, he's not, Denizen. He's clearly not. He's clearly not like me in the ways that I just said.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Tommy, do you have any feedback?
He's not been willing to accept me, Denizen. I don't know why you think and here, I appreciate you being here.
Well, I'm going to make that claim. I don't think he's willing to accept it, right? We don't disagree there.
Right.
I think he does want to try to reach out to other people, communicate to them, but it's from a different position than you.
I'm talking about him and I. He is in denial about his behavior. He has been enabled by people who want to tell him it's okay, that his behavior is okay. And I'm saying it is not, particularly in his religious opposition towards me, Denizen.
See, this is the thing, is I agree with you, but I really don't. I think the religious thing is a cover. It's like a cope.
I know that. It's his excuse People are enabled
For what?
for his poor behavior. He uses his religion as a cope for his poor behavior.
Yeah, but
It's
where does it come from?
why? Why does it
Well,
matter? What do you
that's the
want?
only way. That's the only way to have a resolution, in my opinion. We have to figure that out.
It comes from an unclear mind. Simple as that. You don't need to know more than that. A mind that is confused is shown through erratic behavior.
I'm
People that
confused as hell, though. Don't you think you and I get along better? I would think between the two of us, Tommy would think he has a clearer mind than I do,
I realize that.
and a clearer purpose.
I realize that. And look at the behavior, though. Look at the
I'm
fact.
just talking about.
Actually, I'm kind of
I
giving
just
up
heard
on you.
behavior.
Yes, Tommy.
What?
We have been discussing you.
One
And
sec,
I'm
Jack.
really
Jack,
about
forgive
to
me,
give
Jack.
up on you.
Jack, forgive me. 1 second. I'm just going to try this, see if it works. But when you first brought him up,
I didn't hear anything.
you were the No, we were trying to get you involved. We weren't sure if you were so busy. But Jack, when this first started, you were the optimistic one. So I don't know if you can bring yourself back to that place, but you know what I mean?
Why should I, Denizen?
It shows.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
What's he worked up about?
Tommy, I've given up on you. Denizen, I tried to get you to see what's going on. I don't know how to get anyone to see what's going on. If you're not willing to see different than what you see, then you're going to continue believing what you're believing. But you're missing out, Denizen. You're missing out, Tommy. I'm a real human being who's alive at this time, who is 1,000% committed to finding a way to ending wars. Do you have anything positive to support that direction?
I don't disbelieve that.
But you don't seem interested in being a part to support it. You want to enable Tommy and say I should have more optimism, despite
No, you asked me.
You're talking me out of having any faith of resolve in him.
You asked me to, Jack.
Your words.
You asked me to do something, and now you're upset with me for doing it.
No, Denizen.
Yes, you asked me to try to broker between you and Tommy.
I know I did.
You understand that means I have to take his side.
So you say.
There's no way I have to represent him and represent you. Otherwise, it's not mediation.
How about you look at the facts that I'm trying to get you to see instead of making damn excuses and distracting from the conversation, Denizen, please.
What facts am I not seeing?
His behavior.
I see his behavior. What are you talking about? You think I go on his panel and call him my friend? You think I ask him for spiritual advice in private the way I do with you? No. I see his behavior, but that's not how mediation doesn't work by me saying, hey, Tommy, take a look at all the fucking...
Tell you what, if you want to tell me all about what I'm doing wrong, you can connect to me later. You have anything that may help resolve this? Any suggestions? I just really didn't feel like you were working with me. That's what
Can you name a single thing I said to you that what you were doing wrong?
You're sitting here lecturing me again. It's not solving anything. It helps you feel better, helps you feel stronger.
No, this isn't about me feeling stronger, Jack. You asked me to mediate. I should have probably said no.
Okay, great. So accept the failure. I have. That's the point. I accepted the failure. I give up on Tommy. Should I give up on you too? I don't want to.
That's fine. I think the problem here, though, is that 8 minutes ago, you asked me to find some reconciliation.
Yes.
And tomorrow, you're going to do the same thing.
Well, maybe. I tell you what, Denizen, I've learned not to ask you. You don't know how to cooperate with me.
Was that just today? In the last 10 minutes that you learned this?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, I know other people could do a better job of working with me, cooperating with me towards this one simple goal, trying to end one disagreement that's here. But I don't know what to do, man. You don't have faith. You don't have faith. The two of us can help Tommy understand his wrongs.
I believe it's possible. It's going to require a lot of sacrifice on both sides, and I think it would need to be a mutual ground. Can't happen.
Right. You want it to happen over with you. That's fine.
Or some other platform where you don't have mod power and Tommy doesn't.
Sure. Right. Where I have to sit there and listen to him go on and on and on about his negative nonsense. Denizen,
you have to listen to him. Yes.
He would benefit from listening to me, as would you, as I'm seeing.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I believe both you and Tommy could benefit from actually listening to me.
I do listen to you. What haven't I listened to?
Today.
Please be specific. I'm all ears now.
I'm not trying to point out flaws. I've explained to you what I want. I've explained to you my goals.
Do you really want reconciliation with Tommy?
What causes you to doubt? What from me causes you to doubt that I want to resolve this nonsense with Tommy and many others? What makes you doubt my intentions?
Nothing.
Okay, then why did you ask me?
Because I can't know your mind. I'm asking you to reflect and give me your honest opinion. And also, you're resistant to it, Jack, right? Like, I just told you, like, in my opinion, which was valuable 12 minutes ago, you have to listen to Tommy in order to reconcile with Tommy. And you told me that that's bullshit. That's me fucking up and not listening to you properly. You completely disregarded out of hand. Well, I mean, maybe I'm an idiot, Jack, but everything I know about mediation means yes, you will have to learn how to actually listen to Tommy, just like he'll have to learn how to.
Thanks for joining, Denizen. I don't need any more lectures from you. Clearly. I don't need to sit and listen to you. I don't need to listen to people who don't know the truth. I don't need to listen to gaslighters who lie to me. That is what Tommy has been showing. That is what Snafu has shown. You know the characters, Denizen. Many of the people who have joined here. So here I am again. Brothers and sisters, let me humbly bring us back. My own apologies. I feel I wasted our time again today with my choice to entertain Illumitami. I'm sorry I failed in my efforts, but let's bring it back to the truth. Let's delight in the Lord. Let's delight in the life we've been given. As I have awakened, I've realized we inherited a world run by fools and liars. Fools and liars are running this world today. Who's going to change it? Who's willing to stand with me to help confront the fools and the liars who oppose our freedom, who oppose our safety, paying for wars, Congress sending all these weapons all around the world, Israel bombing all the neighboring countries over there too. That doesn't create a safe world for you or me or our children. And so why we're having these stupid arguments as grown adults blows my mind. But I'm a part of it. I'm guilty as charged. Brothers and sisters, today, what world do we want? The world I want is a world where people care. They actually care about what's happening, not just in front of them, but away from them as well, where people care about righteousness. They care about what is just. There's nothing just in running around falsely accusing people. There is no justice in that. that just diminishes two characters with fraud. And I've been facing so much fraud. I pointed out earlier, there's a reason there's been so many people who have stayed away from Jack, right? Kind of stepped back, uncertain. The reason there's been doubt is because Jack is willing to face his attackers head on. I'm tired of getting attacked, honestly. I'm trying to share opportunities to create a better world, to live in a better world. I'm trying to explain what I've learned that helped me learn how to think more clearly, to truly have peace in my mind and love in my heart. And my path is, I am committed to following the way of Jesus, and I know his way as unconditional love. Love that makes no sense, right? A love that just defies every bit of reason, but a love that will not quit, a love that will not give up. That's my hope. I'm only human. I'm alone in this world, just like everybody else. I guess that's the way everybody likes it. So everybody's comfortable with the insanity. I guess I'm the weird one. I'm the one who needs to be ridiculed and mocked. I know that ain't true. God is with me, baby. God is with you too. So you know what? Let's settle in as we go. Reminders, right? Some value to share. What world do we want? We want a world where everyone can breathe freely. Where they breathe deeply. Where there's health and love and wisdom and opportunities. They're all around. They're for the clear minds to find. The clear minds find the solutions. The pure minds discover the true opportunities. And, if you find opportunities to do good, to be righteous, to bring justice, to support righteousness, if you have the opportunities to support those who serve others, those who fight for justice, those who serve righteousness, if you have the opportunity to serve others who are serving others, do so, please. We need more in service to love. We need more in service to God at this time of history more than any others. The future is ours to create. It's not guaranteed, but I trust when we unite, we'll find a way together. I'm going to wrap it up there. I want to thank everyone who did join. Please, Denizen, no offense is intended. Either way, I'm sure. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you all, and God bless. Peace. There we go.